Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so let's get into this. We're going to go for a collective message, and we shall see what we got. I'll call out zodiacs as we start to see them. But for starters, we're just going to, assume this could be anything. And we've got offering a small amount of a gift, a food source, or beverage is a sign of respect to the ancestors. And we have Book of Psalms. A transformative power of the Psalms offers solace and strength in times of need. So it kind of sounds like we have a character that is perhaps like, reaching out to the ancestors for guidance, or reaching out to some source of, like, we'll say, they're reaching for comfort, maybe comfort, soothing, healing, whatever this may be. We'll keep this in mind as we begin, because it looks like somebody needs a little bit of support today. So as do we all the time, right? Hi guys, Annie S, EM, The Light, Denisa, Broken B for Bliss, Caitlin B, Courtney Walsh, Anthony Taylor. Thanks for being here, guys. We get a Page of Swords. Okay, so it's definitely like somebody is trying to gather information, and maybe they're asking like, okay, universe, give me some assistance here, help me to understand this better. Especially if they're like, someone could be opening up a book, seeking like a passage, maybe they're doing this looking at the Bible, or maybe they're doing this looking at, any other kind of like, written material, seeking some kind of like inspiration perhaps, because this is somebody who's trying to find the answer. They could also be listening intently for any signs or symbols, like, okay, what song comes on today? Does that have a message for me? It just feels like we have a character trying to sort out, yeah, because they're saying, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to get out of this, or I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. It kind of, I think it's a very relatable message, because I think as humans, we all feel a little lost sometimes. And then, we all have different methods of trying to seek answers. Sometimes it's like, okay, let me go talk to Nana. Let me go talk to whatever that means, whether, Nana is on this side of the rainbow bridge or the other side, but I want to connect to somebody that I think I could turn to for advice, or I wish I could, talk to my, family member that's far away or that's already passed on. So how do I reach out to them? Well, they speak to me through, signs and symbols. It's just like somebody is reaching for guidance in this moment. And it's not even saying that they're in, such a huge time of trials and tribulations. It's more like, I'm not 100% sure of what to do. The only thing that I would maybe argue with in this story is that moon card is sideways, meaning our character does have answers inside of themselves. And I do feel like we all have answers inside of ourselves. Sometimes it gets blurry, but I think that deep down, we kind of know who we are. We kind of know what we actually want. If we could move other emotions out of the way that cloud that, guilt or remorse, or if we're giving away our power and saying, I don't know what someone else wants, and that's the real reason I'm getting blurry and I don't know what I want. Maybe we're giving away our decision-making process and imagining that it's dependent upon somebody else's choices. I'm just throwing this out. I'm just spitballing here, because our character is saying that I need answers. I'm trying to sort stuff out because I don't know. But that's only 50% correct for our character. Our characters, they have much more. What I'm trying to do is give the power back to this character, because this character is way smarter than what they're giving themselves credit for. We do see them in a place of 5 of Cups and 4 of Wands. So we see her like smelling somebody's old, t-shirt, sweatshirt. Obviously, she's somebody who really wanted a ton of loyalty. She is missing possibly the person that she thought was going to be her, or her great love, her forever person, with that 4 of Wands. Today could be a day where we have a feminine really missing an individual that she was like, I thought that we were supposed to be, us. This was my perfect match. Okay, totally understandable. Of course, that would, again, relatable. Everybody's been through losses before or had relationships not work out. But we have the Empress upright. She doesn't see the forest for the trees right now. You notice that she's holding the entire world in her hands, but holding it in such a position where it's like, it would be like if I held all these cards up and was like, I can't do a reading. I can't do a storytelling. I can't see the cards. That's because I'm blocking my own vision and I just need to flip it around, right? I have everything I need. It's right there. But here she is blocking her vision while simultaneously holding the whole world in her hands. Okay, Universe, this is nice, it's supportive, but can we get to something a little bit more, like, she needs answers. Can we get to something less, I see we're watching this play out from like this bird's eye view, but right now, universe, can you be more blunt and direct so that she can kind of see, we know she's an empress. We know she holds all of her own choices, but let's just ask, what is the lesson as far as this particular character? Shout out to Susan in Scotland. Hey, babe. So glad to see you. We have Chariot. We have 10 of Wands. Okay. The universe is saying, in this story, lay down those teardrops, lay down that feeling of missed opportunity, lay down. If she was lamenting and wondering, what did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? How come this person's not with me? What is it that I was supposed to learn about how I messed this thing up? The universe is like, babe, you didn't mess up nothing. You need to let that go. You need to go ahead and hop on your happy dragon and ride into the next chapter. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but some situations aren't worth lamenting. Some situations weren't, in this case, I'm going to say something wasn't actually good enough to be able to stay in her world. Meanwhile, she's sitting here going, how did I mess this up? Or I'm in this state of loss, this state of grief. I thought this was supposed to be perfect for me. And the universe is saying, don't even stress and worry about that. It wasn't perfect for you. What is perfect for you is still up ahead. You got to let go of this so you can move on, seems to be the universe's message. Okay, then let me ask, universe, then why'd she even have to, encounter the whole situation? 5 of Cups, how interesting. She's been the one sitting here in this regret, in this sorrow, saying, how did I make a mistake? I sit here and I grieve over this relationship that I thought we were going to be perfect together, but they're gone. And the universe is like, baby, they're grieving over the loss of you. We have 2 different people. We have a masculine and a feminine here. And in this storyline, it says, in what occurred was not so you could miss them, it was so they could learn how to miss you. Now, I'm not saying anybody needs to learn how to miss somebody, but if there have been spilled cups, and we should point out, it is an interesting thing that is missing on this card, which is there's no cups here. Yes, it's a 5 of Cups card, but there's no cups. It's just her sitting here, still loyal to the memory of this person, wanting to still smell their luscious odor, their cologne, their perfume. As always, guys, this could be same-sex couple, reverse gender roles. That 4 of Wands suggests it could have been a same-sex couple. Doesn't ever matter to me. We can apply whatever we wish in this, for our fictional stories, right? But here they come across as a masculine, and they're the ones who knocked over the cups. So it's like the universe is saying, they messed this up, not you, boo. That's why they're not in your life. It's not because you should be sad and you're missing out on the best thing ever. Sometimes other people make the mistakes, and this is their lesson. They have to miss you, not the reverse. We get the 9 of Swords sideways. The universe is like, but I understand. You're experiencing, probably because you're an empath, you feel their pain, so it's even heightened. Sorry, guys, I cut up my finger on accident yesterday. Well, actually, I stabbed it on a bush, but while I was working outside. But I'm sorry that my finger is ugly. My apologies. You notice how even here she's like trying to soothe someone else's stress, and I think that the universe is saying the reason you're feeling this sense of loss and it's clouding your ability to see this for what it is that you're very much an empath. This feminine, this Empress is very, very empathic. And maybe that goes along with that moon. The moon is what's in the subconscious, the things that we don't see. In this case, what she may not understand about herself is that she's picking up on their feelings of sadness as she's out of their life, but also she's picking up on like the reason. She, of course, feels pain when somebody else is in pain, especially somebody that she cared about, and is really blurring her ability to see, I didn't miss anything with them. They messed something up with me, and they get to miss me. It wasn't me who fouled this one up. And it's not to assign blame. It's just maybe she's supposed to learn something about herself right now. Say, okay, so I will admit I am this person. I can be embarrassed for other people. Like, you know, I can almost not watch that show, The Office. It's too uncomfortable. I'm like, turn it off. I can't take it. That is a ridiculous thing, that uncomfortable humor. I cannot even. And I know that's probably a flaw in me. But, you know, that's where the word cringe comes from, right? You know, like, oh, I'm cringing. I have to look away. But I almost feel as if she might be that kind of person. Not saying I'm a good person like she is. She looks like a really lovely person. Trust me, I'm an ogre. But this I might share with this character, even though this story has nothing to do with my life. But it feels as if somebody else is embarrassed of their own mistakes, it's like she feels sad for them, like, and wants to, no, please don't feel sad, don't feel bad. And it's like, sometimes people need to feel shame. If they make big old mistakes, they should sit and stew in their conscience, you know, or their mistake juice. It's not the end of the world. It's how we become better people. But I almost think she wants to alleviate that. So she might be like getting a double hit. Oh, small TV. Thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. You are so incredibly generous. Thank you, babe. It just comes across like she didn't know this about herself. 5 of Pentacles. Oh my God. So she's like absorbing from a distance, even absorbing all of their embarrassment, their feeling of loss. They're the ones hurting over her right now. And she's thinking it's her, like, feeling this incredible grief and loss. They're projecting it onto her. Okay, so we just shifted into like a sci-fi-esque storyline, right? Where, you know, one person's emotions are completely through osmosis, like going into her. I'm not saying that really happens. I'm just saying in this story it is. We got a double dose of 2 of the kind of toughest 5s, right? Because these are the cards of remorse, loss, acknowledgement that I'm really sad about what I did. I'm really sad about what's happened. I feel shame. I mean, this person's hanging their head in shame. They're, you know, it's a tough energy. And all this time she's thinking it's her. It isn't her. I mean, according to what the universe is trying to say, it doesn't mean she's oh so perfect and blameless. You know, maybe she contributed to stuff as well. But you know how this storyline started out? We had a feminine that was trying to seek answers for how she'd messed up. I just think someone who has that much, like an overly active conscience, perhaps, is probably not the one who made a big old bungle of things. I'm guessing, I'm not saying she's fully blameless, but I'm thinking she's a hell of a lot less blameless than, I mean, at least with the cards we got. If she's that willing to say, how did I make a mistake here? How did I lose this? How did I mess this up? You know, ancestors, give me guidance. What did I do wrong? I would say she definitely is probably not the one who did the mistakes. The universe is just saying, if she could understand this about herself, that she holds the world in her hand, she's supposed to move on from this. This is a lesson for them, but sadly, because she's an empath, it's like she's having to sit there in the timeout chair with them and have the same emotional sadness that they're going through because of their own mistakes. And she's absorbing it. It's like, I think it's time to put up a wall between that myself. But with the Ace of Wands and the 9 of Cups, she does need to turn her attention to things that she loves, and that might help lift her spirits. Maybe she loves taking a good snuggly nap with a furry cat. I know this is actually a dragon, but I just see crazy little tufts of hair, and I'm picturing somebody who has one of those little scruffy dogs. I don't even know what breed that is. Sometimes I think they're a blend, and then sometimes they're like maybe rat terriers or some kind of terrier. Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit wheezy today. I'm so sorry. And I coughed toward the mic. So sorry. Sorry, everybody. Today might be, well, we'll see how many videos I get done. I'll break in between. This comes across, though, like the universe is saying, sweetheart, turn your attention to stuff that you enjoy. Flood your senses with things that you love, things that you're excited about. Maybe do some art. Maybe, you know, if she's looking for answers in songs or messages from ancestors, maybe it is a good idea. Go see the people that you love. Go hang out with Nana if she's on the side of the Rainbow Bridge. Heck, go see, you know, Nana's final resting place, like this character is doing here. depicting there. You know, turn to the things that lift your spirits, turn to spiritual things, you know, do things that you enjoy to take your mind off this feeling of loss. Like that seems to be the answer. She's saying, I don't know, what did I do wrong? The universe is like, spend your energy not asking what you did wrong in this case, but rather start doing things that you love, start doing things that you enjoy, even if it's taking better care of your own self, taking little naps. This doesn't look like a particularly gluttonous Nine of Cups. And sometimes that card can be like, oh, I'm going to go out and, you know, drink a ton and party a ton. This is like, oh God, I just love to take a nap with my snuggly little dog or cat. You know, it just says, do the sweet things for yourself right now until you get your bearings. Because this is an empath on overload is what it looks like in this story. That's the way I would look at this. And we have a Two of Swords. The universe is like, you need to block out their emotions. If they're still blind as to what happened, what went wrong, let them figure it out. This one isn't yours to figure out. Universe, can we just give her one other thing? What's the proof that she might be able to cling to that it's not her fault, I guess, that this happened? Chickens. Sorry, it's a sun card, but we have this very happy chicken. And remember that little story of Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. And it's not. Sometimes we think the sky is falling and really it's the stars up above. So this could be like the proof for her is that, so sorry. There are other people that are so happy to see her. Look at how happy this little chick is to see whomever it is that they just opened the door to or just cracked out of their shell. Look at the people that are so excited to see her. That might be some proof that, like, darling, you're kind, you're lovable, people like you. You know, pay attention to the other relationships in your life of the people that think you're lovely. Think back, even you probably had some relationships with exes that you stayed friends with, or, you know, people that have reassured you, like, you're awesome, we like being around you. It feels as if maybe that is where the proof is that, darling, this is, you didn't suddenly become an ogre and now you go out and you trash great relationships and, you know, ruin things. That's probably not what actually happened. And here's the proof. The proof is you have a lot of people that love you. The proof is, you know, you do a lot of nice things for people. And I think the better mood she gets in, which this whole story is about lifting one's mood and not getting sucked into the feeling of loss, which is actually emanating from them. Now, I feel like we're going to get this a little bit and make this go a little bit longer. Excuse me. Because I do want to ask, is there any other message for them today? Because as we can see, it's not actually her who's stuck at all today. It's them. It's them. Sorry. This is just for their side of things. A 10 of Cups, a 4 of Wands also, but sideways. The 8 of Swords sideways. Then we have the Strength card and the Fool upright. So yeah, this other individual who I know we haven't exactly named, we've just seen them as the sad one on those 2 5s. We see them aware that this was a really happy thing, right? And anytime I see those sideways cards, it's shared energy or it's energy that wasn't, you know, completely acted upon. So we've, you know, it still exists, but it hasn't fully turned upside down and bitter. But it also isn't in a good place, right? So it's like, I'm aware that we had love, right? I'm aware that this was my person. I'm aware that we could have had it all. And I'm also aware that I'm stuck knowing what this could have been. But then we've got this Strength card and the Fool, almost like they know darn well what would have been required to make this connection occur. This is stuck energy, right? This is completely not stuck, but you have to have the courage to take that jump. You have to have the courage to take off your mask. You have to have the courage. So at bare minimum, it kind of looks like somebody either didn't want to take off their mask and really give, you know, bravely to this connection. Maybe they feared vulnerability. Maybe they didn't really want to, I mean, heck, maybe this person didn't want to take themselves off the market. Maybe they were scared to count on one relationship. Maybe this person dodges long-term connections because if you get into one, then that person has the power to really hurt your heart. Because it's a person you want more than anybody else. You admit it to yourself, and then it's like, oh my God, I feel so vulnerable. What if something doesn't work out? So they could have just been scared of commitment. It definitely reeks of, I know what we could have had, and I know where the stuck energy was, and I know what it would have taken. It would have taken this huge, like, bolt of courage for me to reveal something or to take that leap. Tell me about that. That mask is like screaming at me right now. What was the thing that was hidden, or what has the mask got to do with anything? We have the Six of Wands is again about like courage. Sometimes it can shift to arrogance, but it's like, I want to win. I feel really good about what I'm doing. I'm wondering if this person had false courage. Let me see. I'm going with a mask deck now. We have got the Six of Wands. So a second time. So definitely it feels like they showed like they had a lot of swag and a lot of courage, but then Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords in the reverse. I think that plain and simple, at least in this story, they were still brokenhearted over something. They acted like they were fine when in fact they were still oozing from a previous wound, some heartbreak that they were not over. So basically they shouldn't have probably been trying to date her at all, especially when it's like, wow, she's amazing. We could have it all, but I'm still busted up over some previous relationship that I was in. And now I've been promoting myself like I wasn't, but that's what I'm hiding, is I'm still busted up. So why'd you gravitate toward her if you were still all busted up over somebody else? The Tower, Tower energy is a Five of Wands. I think that they were really drawn to her. Maybe shockingly so. Maybe they didn't expect to feel this way, and they were like, wow, this feels amazing. But then if they dropped their guard with her and were like all in, only to then withdraw again because they start overthinking stuff, being like, wait a minute, I remember I'm really scared because I got busted up over that last relationship. Then I meet her and I feel amazing. But then now that I've let her in a little bit, I want to push her right back out because this is scary. What if I get hurt? Five of Wands. They always have fives. This person has so many fives around them. All of this says that they're not on stable ground. And, I can't even give them a name because the only major arcana I think we've had for them so far has been that Tower card, right? That's it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They do have some stronger Aries. Duh. We have two Aries cards, and then also Leo coming in for them. So my apologies on that. But they acted like they were fine when they weren't. Then they actually fall for her, start to want to let her in, and then freak out. I can't remember who it was. One of the zodiacs that I did a story for last night, I think, was somebody who just like went hot and cold. Two of Pentacles, and then they got all wishy-washy. So you wrecked a good thing because you weren't really healed enough, but then you met somebody wonderful, but then you freaked out and withdrew. That's what this looks like. And then got all indecisive from probably fear. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. I don't want to give. I don't want to give. I don't want to give. But I kind of still want her because I know it could be great. But oh gosh, I remember what it feels like to get hurt. And it's like falling for her triggered even more so. Both healed them and triggered them, if that makes any sense. So then they get all wishy-washy. Well, now where are you at? Because we saw you as a Five of Cups really hurting over her, and a Five of Pentacles really knowing that you messed this up. The Justice card and the Three of Cups, they could be a Libra, but they're in a really crummy spot right now because they know what they had with her, and it was real, and it was something solid, and it was something beautiful, and it was something they even wanted. And now they've treated her so kind of abominably. No wonder she was like going through a head trip, like, what did I do wrong? Because the emotions were the same. They said it too. They said, I know this could have been everything. This could have been my 10 of Cups, my 4 of Wands. But then I just like freaked out and got all stuck. And then I started to, basically, it looked like they played games with her because of their own paranoia, over giving to her, them withdrawing. And now they're sitting here stewing in their, sad juice because they know they did this connection wrong. They did the love that could have been here, and even the love that they started to share with her, and then they blew it in a pretty massive way. You know what? Give this person credit for acknowledging the mistakes that they made, though. That's pretty big. Um, they're admitting it. Wheel of Fortune. And how she was looking for like blame to heap on herself, and this whole message has been, darling, it ain't you. You didn't blow this. They did, and you're picking up on their amount of incredible sorrow, their incredible regret, their incredible self-recrimination for the fact that they blew it with you, sweetheart. You're picking up on their cringy embarrassment, thinking that it's your fault. It isn't. It's his, hers, whomever. It doesn't matter what gender. But the fact that they themselves are in that same place, like, my God, look at what I've done. That is the moment that they start to possibly have the ability to turn things around. Being self-aware of the mistakes that we make, why we make them, and then course correcting them. I mean, that's all we do as humans, right? We haven't been here, at least not. I mean, I guess some people have a lot of deja vu. Some people say they remember past lives. That is rad. I'm happy for them. I personally feel like every day is a freaking new day, and I can mess up in a new way every freaking day. I have so many things I have to say sorry for. I have so many mistakes that I make. I'm 45 and still figuring myself out, right? Figuring out life. And it's because I haven't been here before, at least not like I have a playbook to follow. So, if we think of it that way, it's much more understandable. This person's not a villain. This person was triggered. This person was, it's just the frailty of a heart that doesn't want to get hurt again. That's all this was. But the thing is, in not wanting to get hurt again, in remembering how bad it hurt before, they blew it with her, and in turn did her wrong. So now their wound, they passed on to her. But to their credit, they're ashamed of it. To their credit, they're aware of it. And to their credit, this is the moment that they can do things different. This is the moment they don't have to keep operating this way. They didn't set out to hurt her in this story. Queen of Wands is sideways. I don't know that they will approach her. This says they're probably thinking, I don't know that somebody like her would want to hear from me again. Maybe she would, maybe she wouldn't. Two of Cups, though. Look, in this story, I'm going to leave it where it is on this note, because this tells us the story is probably not over. It's very hard to stay away. Once you know why you did what you did, and once he never doubted this, we could have been so good together, and I'm the one who blew it. That kind of like self-awareness, remorse, acknowledgement of what happened and why, it kind of says then undoubtedly this person's going to wind up trying to fix it, because sitting in regret is far too heavy. It would be like carrying around like a 100-pound, bag of dog food. Sorry, I'm a dog lover, so my brain goes to dog food, even though Aries doesn't eat kibble. Or I just moved, and let me tell you, there were things that were so freaking heavy. I cannot believe how heavy. Things get heavier when they're actually, you can get your arms around it, but all the weight is centered in a small focal point. Like an air conditioning unit is so freaking heavy. But I just feel like if you tried lugging something around like that, you'd be completely exhausted. It saps your strength. That's how it is emotionally with a regret too, I think. So I don't see him being able to even keep continuing to carry this. He's going to have to make amends. He's going to have to make things right, especially with the Justice card there. That is, the karma is he's freaking miserable right now. Your actions yielded those results. You're freaking miserable. You're stewing in the sad juice, but it's more than that. It's the regret. It's the knowledge of how I messed up a really beautiful thing, and the knowledge that this is still the best person I've ever met, and the person I feel the closest to and wish to still be close to. So I don't see him leaving this alone. I just see this as right now, she needs to not stress out about this at all. She needs to not think about him. She needs to not worry about him. She damn sure needs to not pick up on his tremendous regrets. And she has a crappy day or a crappy, couple months because she's experiencing his sorrows over his mistakes with this. She gets to just move on with her life right now, keep doing things that she enjoys, be around people that she loves, do things for herself. And as look, she has not heard the last from him in this story. She definitely hasn't. But for the moment, there's really nothing for her to do other than not stress her own self out, because this mistake wasn't on her part. She wasn't the one who pushed this away. And she deep down knows it. That moon card says she already knows this. But knowing it and then letting yourself relax, that's two different things, right? So hopefully if she fills her life with lots of joyful things and joyful relationships and stops trying to figure out how did I make a mistake here when she knows she really didn't, I hope that'll get her back to feeling lighter and brighter. And then as time passes, he'll find the courage to do what he needs to do to course correct this. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Sorry, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. The Loud Whisper. Hi, Chrissy. Lightning Cass. Nor A. So wonderful to see you, babe. Mermaid Tales. Hi, honey. Hi, Sassy. Jessica O. Lightning Cass, I love that. Can't unsee magic. I love that. You sweetheart. We've got some, I moved to a new location, and so the weather pattern's a little bit different. And so I could feel last night, I was like, oh, things are getting foggy. That means I'm going to cough tomorrow. I see, you're cracking me up. Excuse me though, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's not fun to hear me cough. I'm sorry if that's loud in your ears. Are you guys? I'm sorry. Should I just change my wording, AC, so that I don't use the word sad juice? I'm sorry. Sad juice is just like tears, though, right? That's sad juice. Small TV. Thank you again, Angel. You are so sweet. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Unbelievably generous. Thank you for that donation. Nisha Chatu, you sweetheart. I'm doing just fine. Sometimes I was just thinking my asthma has been so good for the last couple months, really. And just a little twinge. I should never think it. I jinxed myself. GOSC10P, I'm so delighted to see you today. Thank you for being here, hon. Hi, Denisa. True, AC. Well, I kind of think of tears as one or the other. Like, this is my mistake juice, just like bees are spicy flies. There's different terminology. EM, so nice to see you. Oh, Patterdale Terrier. Okay. Great Ratter. Oh, Susan, that's so sweet. I'm sorry that you lost your Ruby, though, sweetheart. I hope you can still feel your Ruby looking out over you. Hi, sweet. Hi, Lulu. Manifest Mindset. Helena Williams. Moonbeam Wendy. Very nice. Oh, are you out there just like completely welcoming the rain in Arizona? Because that's not that frequent, is it? I mean, it's like flash floods or nothing, right? At least when I was in Arizona. That's what I seem to recall. Beautiful. I love Arizona. Amelia Williams. Thanks again, honey. Nope. Awesome to see you. Hi, Frank. Caitlin, thanks again, babe. Are you like me? You can feel embarrassed for others' behavior. Yes, I'm working on that in myself. Ginger Montague. Oh, wow. You're still in the 90s and lower 100s. Okay. Yeah, it's amazing, huh? The month of October is a little of this and a little of that. Sometimes it gets cooler faster, or sometimes it stays really warm. I was really hoping things would stay really, really warm, but it's, at least where I'm at, it's much more mellow right now. So, but I'll take it. It's all right. Hi, Vita. Susan, you're so cute. Hi, Melanie. Thank you for being here, babe. Lots of love to you. Luminous Marina, Leah, great to see you. I'm delighted to be back. And guys, did you notice the internet's been good again today? I think, right? I, I'm like, I want to whisper it because I don't want to jinx myself, but I think we're good. Hi, Renee. Hello, darling. Thank you for being here. Esoteric M, Crystal Clear. Who just gifted me? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Let me bounce back down here. The light. Oh, you angel. Thank you. The light. You are so sweet. Thank you. And thank you on behalf of Aries as well. He is grumpily in my bed right now, just like nesting. He's so funny. He loves the garage in the new place that we moved to, and I keep there's a door, between the garage and the house, and so I leave it open for him because he loves the cooler floor. Aries only likes the cold, so he's digging the weather. But he's very happy with the garage, but bizarrely, he doesn't enjoy the back patio very much. I don't know what his vendetta is against the back patio, but he looks at me. I'll go outside and he'll be like, I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if he doesn't like that it's like a big paved patio. I have no idea what his problem is, but it's quite hilarious. So, Send Truth VZN, thank you. And thank you again so much, Light. I will see to it that Aries gets something more special. Jackstar, I hear you. You guys, thanks again. Really nice to see everybody. All right, we're going to do a couple of zodiacs still today. And then I've got company coming over a little later. So I'll probably see you guys for a little bit now, and then I'll see you again late tonight after company leaves. Broken Beef for Bliss. Thank you, honey. So nice to see you all. All right. Lots of love. I'll see you guys again with some zodiacs. Bye. Yes, NES, Capricorn is up. We'll probably get to, I posted a Virgo video early this morning that I actually recorded yesterday, but it was very specific. So I'll probably still do a different Virgo video today because it was so like narrow focused. So I'll probably still do Virgo, Libra, Capricorn, and Leo right now is what I'm thinking. So Black Butterfly 25. Hi, sweetie. Priyanka, so wonderful to see you. Yes, NES Leo will be. Oh, yes. EM, I did. I moved the mirror. Were you asking me? Well, so the mirror was part of the problem for the Wi-Fi, but so too was the modem and router. And that I upgraded speed packages, and then there was a wall plate that was a problem, and we still may have an issue with the lines because the lines are old here apparently. But we're hoping, if I could care less, as long as we don't have buffering. That's the only thing I care about. If things are smooth here, I will not make another complaint anywhere. I know, NES. I guess the mirrors cause problems with Wi-Fi because they have like a metal backing, which is partly what makes the reflective surface. And in this new house that I'm in, it has double closet doors, and they're completely mirrored. And so it's like an entire, I feel like I live in Versailles, it's like a wall of mirrors. And it's like, I loved it. It was, so nice to have floor length mirrors, but it's like one whole wall is mirrors. And I guess that can block transmission, like even through a wall. So yeah, I did not know that, but I learned something new every day. Like I said, I do not feel like I've been on this earth before. This is all new for me every day. Thank you guys so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Caitlin B, thank you for reminding me. Awesome. Crystal clear. Libra's coming up next. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you again real soon. Bye.